Okay, question 1. Tell me about yourself. I'm 36 years old. I am a student of surgical technology at EHOVI, as well as working towards getting my associate's degree in health services through North Central State College. I'm also a U.S. Air Force veteran, and I've been out of the military for 10 years. Question 2. Why did you decide to become a surgical technologist? I had wanted to go into the field 10 years ago when I got out of the military, but circumstances made me put that on hold. Now I have a great support system in place and am able to devote the time needed to learn this skill set to the best of my ability. I love to help people, and what better way to help them than to help when they are in surgery? Question 3. What do you find most rewarding about this job? I find most rewarding that what I find most rewarding is when a surgery is done and, barring any unforeseen circumstances, you know that you have helped to make someone's life better and maybe improve their lives in a small way. Question 4. What do you find difficult about being a surgical technologist? The most difficult part is not only learning each of the different surgeries, but also learning how each of the different doctors may do the same surgery. That is why I will ask questions and try to learn not only the surgeries I am in, but how the doctor's preferences are different to remember for the future. Question 5. What is the greatest strength that you bring to this job? The greatest strength is my perfectionism, which helps in remembering what each doctor prefers. When I set up my area the same way each time, it is easier to remember the little changes that need to be done for each person. Question 6. Describe a time when you went over and above your job requirements. What motivated you to put forth the extra effort? When I worked at the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium, my job description was to help with customer interactions and to keep the shelves stocked. We worked 7 or 8 hour shifts and were able to leave. If they needed help because people called off, I would often stay and work longer so that the customers wouldn't have a poor time in the gift shops. I would also put in extra time to organize and clean the stock rooms so that in the future it would be easier to find what we were looking for. I did this because I enjoyed where I worked, and I enjoyed the people I worked with, and I also like to try my best to help people out, regardless of if it's who I'm working for or the people I'm trying to help. Question 7. How do you handle stress on the job? I try to stay calm and do what is needed in the moment. Knowing as much as I can about the surgeries allows me to know quickly what is needed. I also concentrate on what is going on in the moment and will have time to process it later when the situations are done with. I also try to take a couple of deep breaths and then keep moving on in order to achieve the best possible outcome in the moment. Question 8. Describe a situation where you had problems with poor communication. How did you resolve it? In the military, there were times when I would have communication problems with another airman. I would first go to that person and try to rationally have a conversation about what the problem is and how to resolve it. If that didn't resolve the problem, I would go to the next person in the chain of command and have a sit down with them and the other person to try to resolve the problems. Usually that would solve the problems. If not, I would continue up the chain of command until it was resolved. Question number 9. Describe a situation where you disagreed with a coworker. How did you resolve it? Another example from the military was when another airman and myself had a disagreement. He said I had not done something I was supposed to have done. I said that I had completed my task and other people had messed it up after that. This happened multiple times. When we couldn't resolve it amongst ourselves, we went to our next person in command, who gave their ruling in the matter. We both agreed with their ruling and went back to working together to get our missions completed. Question 10. What would you bring to the department? I am hardworking and I like to learn, so I learn as much as I can about the different surgeries so I can excel. I also like to be around people and get along with just about everybody. I like to help where I can, and I don't like to leave jobs half finished. I listen to what people say and try to work together for the betterment of everybody involved. Question 11. How do you keep up to date about healthcare advancements? I like to read articles from magazines and peer-reviewed articles to learn more about the different techniques that may be new. I also try to listen to any news stories that pertain to this subject matter. I listen to TED Talks and podcasts that have to do with the medical advancements so that I can learn the new procedures or methods that may be coming out soon. And question number 12, what are your career goals and where do you see yourself in the future? Currently, I would like to finish my certification and my degree. I'd like to work in this field for a while, and then after that, I have multiple options I could pursue. I could go back to school and get my first assist. I could go to school, get my RN degree, and work as a circulator, or I could become a CRNA after that, or I could go on to get a bachelor's degree and then go to medical school and become a doctor. I just know that whatever it is, I will most likely still be in the medical field.